right, Zay. Here we are. Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. It's going down at the Barclays Center. Yeah, Zay, I hear your voice. Kind of feel the same way too. But here we are. Will Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia live up to the hype? Okay. In the words of Public Enemy, don't believe the hype. Zay, the mic is yours.
Well, the crazy thing is, right? We talk about the hype, but right now the hype is low in a fight. Guys are not bought into it. People are not bought into this fight, and I think the hype is gonna overseed. I think the fight. Excuse me. Not, well, let me rephrase that. The fight is gonna oversee the hype it's currently receiving. I don't think this fight is gonna be this nonchalant, boring boxing fight that is gonna be overly hyped that the fans hate. That people are saying it's overrated or like no. This is gonna be a great boxing fight. The thing I hate the most is the marketing of this fight. Why do these two guys need to hate each other? Why it can't just be a story in the making that they fought in the Olympics? I mean, they fought years ago. I believe it was Olympics on amateur boxing. I forgot which
Six
story it was.
times.
They fought a bunch of times, and now this is for the belt. And why can't just be a build up to this is a moment that's supposed to happen for a long time now? It shouldn't have been sold as a lot of animosity between both fighters. They're talking about each other's personal lives, and I'm tired of that narrative between boxers. It's boring. It's corny. And on top of that, it diminishes your character of who you are just to kind of like hurt somebody mentally to try to have a quote unquote edge in a boxing ring. It doesn't work. It doesn't work all the time. And in this case, it doesn't work at all. It's not selling the fight. It's literally making people not want to buy the fight because it doesn't look good. It looks ridiculous.
So it happened with the Mets, right?
Exactly. The whole big thing with the Mets. The Mets were worried that these guys were going to get into a fight on the baseball field, so they canceled the first pitch. They canceled a stare down in Citi Field after these two idiots want to push and shove each other on the Empire State Building. I'm done with it.
I'm glad we bringing that up. I just want to sprinkle something in, then you could carry on because that's promoting the fight. For a fight that can't sell a summer camp right now at the Barclays Center, that's part of the promotion. Throwing a pitch and all that. That's part of the promotion. They botched that. Carry on, though.
It's disgusting that these guys are it's not even just them because it's not just the boxers that's going into it. It's people around them. They're hyping it up. Devin Haney pops hyping it up like, oh yeah, this. Like, listen, like you don't have to be all this rah angry stuff. You could have had a civil lead up to this fight. It could have been just like, yo, I had you in the Olympics. I had you in the whatever the amateurs. And these guys don't hate each other. You know that. That's why they're talking like the way they are. They don't hate each other. Watch, they're gonna dap up. They're gonna be all smiles and everything after the fight. Everything's gonna be all great, all rah. Like, don't make it to what is not. Don't try to make this a Mayweather thing.
Don't oversell.
Like, you don't have to like you're not selling. That's the thing. Like, it's one thing if you're selling a bunch of people want to see the fight. You're not even selling. So stop all this nonsense. It's ridiculous. It looks dumb. Not everyone could be Mayweather, and people need to realize that. Not everyone could be Mayweather. Cut out that whole image you're trying to portray and be yourself. You'll probably sell a lot more. De La Hoya didn't have to be Mayweather to sell. De La Hoya was selling because he was a great boxer. I don't know why De La Hoya not in his ear like, yo, just be yourself. Like, this is not you.
But yeah, it's funny because, what Haney needs to do in order to sell is be more entertaining. It's not this rah-rah shoving, Lomachenko shoving, Ryan Garcia. It's be more entertaining in the ring.
Correct.
Yes, do what you do, what makes you you. Having a fundamental jab, having one of the best jabs in boxing, but sprinkle some entertainment in there to move that narrative of you being quote unquote a boring fighter, because that's the norm with Devin Haney, But I think when you look at these two guys and you look at just some of the dynamics, it's no surprises why they are struggling to fill seats at the Barclays Center. Pretty sure you can still get a ticket, if I'm not mistaken. And that's it speaks volumes. And a lot of the reasons is because of what I just mentioned with Devin Haney, and also the legitimacy of Ryan Garcia. We know he has the following, which is a promoter's dream of having a guy that he already brings the following. You could just sit back and reap the benefits. But my question is, like, is 140 a hype job? Is that division a hype job? We're going to find out. Ryan Garcia is going to be a big part of that reason of us finding out, and part of those answers of 140 being a hype job full of names. but can these guys actually fight? We know Devin Haney could fight, and there's no questions when it comes to his skill and all that. But I think when you talk about their amateur history, right? I believe they're 3-3 in their 6 fights. The paths to get here is totally different. Where Haney has always walked a narrow path to get here, right? He went to Cambosu's backyard, defeated him twice. You know what I'm saying? Back to back, relatively easy victories, right? No, twist of fate there. Simple. Beat him twice in his backyard. Cambosus couldn't get past the jab. We knew that. Then he fought Loma, and you could say was kind of adversely in the ring because he lost to many people, including myself. But the judges came through, and it didn't hurt him that Loma took his foot off the gas in round 12 when he actually hurt him. So he kind of got blessed over there, and it wiped away the adversity that he should have had because he should have lost. So what I judge adversity is losing. Something Ryan Garcia has lost, right? Haney has no adversity when you consider, a little in the ring, like against forgot the fighter he fought where he got hurt. The name is not coming to me. Linares, where he got hurt against Linares, and obviously we got hurt against Loma. That's in ring, adjustments, overcoming. But he hasn't overcome from a loss where he should have against Loma, right? Something that Ryan Garcia, he got stopped by Tank, right? That's adversity. He was trailing against Oscar Duarte. He wasn't trailing, but Oscar Duarte was gaining momentum. He had to weather that storm, and he won that fight. He stopped him with his money shot, check left hook, right? He won that fight. Adversity, overcoming, right? And then you talk about the mental, all the stuff that's going on with Ryan Garcia right now. It's a lot going on with this guy. The mental adversity, even the mental health that he talked about overcoming as well. So I think Ryan's path has been a little bit murkier, and that's the point that I'm trying to compare. But I think when you talk about this fight, in general, when it comes to boxing ability, I think there's no question Devin Haney is the better boxer. He's sharper. He utilizes good footwork to keep the distance and to keep from engaging in engagements, right? Obviously, defensively, he's much better. He has one of the best jabs in boxing. When it comes to Ryan Garcia, it's about finesse, hand speed, blistering hand speed, power, and I think when you combine those, I think it could be an interesting fight. Like I could see a world where Ryan could hurt Devin Haney because Devin Haney, we got to see his chin tested again. But fighters can't get past the jab. So to me, I'm just going to go ahead and go with Devin Haney. I'm not going to do what I've done in the past where I try to oversell a fight and I end up believing the own delusion that I'm throwing out there, like what I did with Regis Prograis and Devin Haney. There was no way that Regis Prograis was going to win that fight. I just try to talk myself into believing that Haney's chin was suspect. He was going to catch him and it was going to be over. When, in all actuality, he had no answers for Devin Haney. His footwork is horrible. He was never going to get past the jab. And I don't think Ryan Garcia is going to be able to get past the jab. And that's why I'm going to go with Devin Haney to win this fight. But as far as selling and trying to be, if you're Haney, you got to make a statement here. It's not only about the sweet science of boxing. And I always try to tell people that, that try to get on, he got one of the best jabs in boxing. He's skillful pound for pound. Yeah, that matters. But when you talk about this generation and where we are and where boxing is, like, yeah, skills pay the bills, but I always say KOs pay the pay-per-views. All right. So they got to be a mixture of Devin Haney entertaining the fans as well as what he does in the ring with his skill. He should be stronger at 140, but at the same time, the weight is a little bit of a question to me. I believe he came in at 165 against Regis Prograis. Like he rehydrated at 165 to 165. Like, is the weight an issue again, even though he moved up? That's questions and we need answers. Ryan Garcia, mentally, or you in check, bro? All right, do you know you fighting on Saturday? These are questions that need to be answered. And I think we're going to get our answers. We are going to get our answers on Saturday.
So it's interesting you say that, right? I'm interested in what's going to happen here. I think for some strange reason, I don't know why, I think Ryan Garcia is going to win this fight. One thing I saw Devin Haney struggle with against Loma was volume. When volume gets thrown his way, He does not look like a good fighter. Like he doesn't know. He thinks too much. I don't know if he's thinking too much or if he's too worried to throw a punch and he gets hit. And I saw that against Loma. Like Loma was teeing him off with a bunch of combos, and Haney looked shook in that ring. He even told his pop, "I ain't winning this fight. Like I don't." Like he said it. Like it's just not working. Like he pushed the red button. He said, "Pay the judges. Pay the judges. I ain't making out here. Pay the judges." That's exactly what he's telling his pops. And I think what Ryan could do in there is just throw volume. Ryan don't play defense anyway, so he's gonna just throw volume in there, and hopefully, it deters Haney to evacuate. I mean, just basically evacuate from his game plan. And I think something that's Haney. I mean, that's something that Ryan Garcia is gonna have to lean on. It's like, all right, my defense is not gonna be up there. I'm not gonna be able to protect myself from the jab.
His defense.
If I throw enough, Haney could change. Haney is gonna adjust to my game plan, and that's exactly what Garcia is gonna want.
Yeah, I think Ryan Garcia's defense is his offense.
Correct.
And him being aggressive. And I think, with Loma, same thing is volume. Loma, Ryan Garcia is volume, right? And that is a decent point as well. But I just think Devin Haney is just more sharper. I think he could maintain that distance of engagement, just not engaging with Ryan Garcia, which I think in order for him to be a star, he's gonna have to pick his times where he engages with Ryan Garcia, but that brings its risk because Ryan Garcia has his money shot, which is the left hook and all that. But I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a good fight. There's a point that I wanted to bring up that really slipped my mind. I can't remember what I wanted to bring up, but hopefully it comes back in these last couple seconds. Ryan Garcia is accurate with his punches, so it's gonna be a interesting fight. I really hope it because I don't really think there's a lot of hype around it. I just think it's a bunch of trying to oversell
That's
to
the
me.
problem. There was a lot of hype when earlier,
So
like a couple years ago, it was so much hype, and now it's like they brought the hype down so much. It's like all this animosity. It doesn't look good on every fighter.
yeah,
Like
it's obvious these
I
guys
don't
are friends.
I
They
don't want
just
to see like stuff like that. Like especially when like even Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney were going back and forth with the this or then they going back and forth calling each other. Like it just doesn't look good because they're not animosity guys. These are not guys who have promos of just being like shit talkers, talking crazy. Like that's not who they are. So like now when we're seeing it, I'm just like, oh, like you're trying to oversell a fight. I'm already interested in why. Like don't try to sell me on something I already want to buy. Because now it's like now you're showing me all the things that's wrong with it. All the things I don't really want to watch. It's like I don't want to see all this. I already know y'all two are talented fighters. I want to see in the ring. Just leave it out there in the ring. I don't want to hear all this other crap. Like one press conference, cool. But everything from social media to the press conferences to the videos and podcasts and on ESPN talking back and forth, like, I don't want to see it that much. I don't want to see it.
yeah, there isn't much hype around it, and that's why like it's not a high bar to live up to. So I could see a scenario where this fight is actually better than what it's hyped up to be because there's not really no hype around it. And I don't have crazy expectations for it, but I'm not surprised and I won't be surprised if it exceeds, the expectations, which is kind of low that I have for it. Like I could see a world where I'm like, yo, this was a good ass fight, a back and forth fight. Kind of, I want to say on the level of Loma and Haney because they were smart IQ fighters in that ring. That was a chess match. I don't think this is going to be a chess match.
I think it's closer to like Teofimo and Loma.
It could be. It all depends on Ryan Garcia too. It depends on his mind, like his mindset. Like, is he really locked into boxing? Because all that stuff he's been saying the last couple of months, and it's been a lot of stuff. I actually got a video dropping soon. I don't want to spoil too much things, but I got a video dropping soon in regards to Ryan Garcia leading up to this fight and all that. But I don't know, man. There's a point that I want to make. He's been through a lot of adversity. And I think that has to account for something as well, too. I talked about it. He got stopped by the body shot. We know Devin Haney is not stopping Ryan Garcia. Okay, I understand Devin Haney may be stronger at this weight at 140. He's physically stronger, but he's not stopping Ryan Garcia. So Ryan Garcia doesn't have to worry about that. So he could be more aggressive. So it's a lot of ways you can look at this fight. But in the end, I'm going to go with Devin Haney. And I don't think it's going to be as close. But I won't be shocked if it is.
I agree.
All right, man. Let me read my guy Kenny comment before we close. See right past the smoke and mirrors. They are close friends. Clearly, they are. I mean, I could tell they don't even hide it. They try to, do this little pushing. They don't even hide it. We know they cool, and it's easy to see that they are pretending. Even that first encounter, I agree with my guy Kenny. By the way, even in that first encounter where they met each other and they was arguing. I'm not sure if you saw that video, but that was like blatantly staged, bro. Like it was so staged. Like they didn't even try to hide it. Like they tried to, but it was like terrible. Like it was clearly staged. Like they probably talked on the phone. This is where we're going to meet, and we're going to have this little rah-rah altercation. It was completely staged. Even the Jake Paul Mayweather fight looked more realistic than this.
Correct.
So yeah, this is where we are. Hopefully this fight lives up to the low hype that it is right now.
I think the fight's gonna oversee the hype. I mean the fight. Yeah, I think the fight's gonna oversee the hype. I already see it. They're two talented fighters for it to be under the hype. The hype's already low as it is. So the fight's under that. I don't even know what to say at that point.
I mean, Ryan Garcia is talented, and so is Devin Haney. But I think there's a skill difference here, and I think 140 is overrated. But Derek James, real quickly, I'm glad I remembered this before we close. Derek James, one of the best trainers in the sport. Can he cook up a nice game plan for Ryan Garcia? That's the X factor here. Is Derek James, that dynamic with Ryan Garcia. He's been on the losing end of some mega fights lately.
Yeah.
But can Derek James, chef up a good game plan?
We shall see. But for most importantly,
Kenny, he brought him in for defense.
We gotta get Kenny on the show. We can talk boxing. We did a boxing pod with Kenny on there, man. I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, salute to my guy Kenny. I know he gonna be watching this fight. I'm gonna be watching this fight. Yo, Kenny, I'm gonna hit up my boy Kenny, man. I mean, I need somebody to watch this fight with, man. We'll talk, bro. I need to enjoy. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. You got the playoffs on as well, so it's gonna be a lot of maneuvering. But I will be checked into this fight for sure. And I will be checked into the playoffs for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up another episode of 99 Pod. It was a good show. Dinner's on the table. The game about to come on. As a Knicks fan, I get to find out in another 2.5 hours who we playing with or who we playing against in the first round of the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, Zay, we out.
Please like and subscribe for all the up-to-date content. You've been slinging shows left and right, slinging content left and right. Please don't miss anything. If you do, like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a question, something you may want to answer, something you may have. All ideas are great ideas. Nothing's a dumb question.